what is going on?
Whoa, what up?
Pausers, but that's not the case anymore. We got a new name.
No, it is the first and only episode so far. I mean, I guess that makes sense. If it's the first one of the
Yes.
It Is What It Is
It
podcast.
is what it is.
Because it is what it is.
Indeed,
So-
indeed.
So it is what it is. It is.
And what's going to be different about the It Is What It Is podcast, Alex?
We're gonna say less of what it is. Or no,
more.
That's not true at all. But we got some things planned. I'm sure they're in the noggins somewhere. Well, yeah, help me out
These
here.
things.
All right,
It's right here.
You
we do have a couple things to talk about
There we
today. Honestly, it was kind of light on all the, what's happening in the media world this past week. I don't know. Maybe I just haven't had my ears close enough to the ground, but
yeah, there's not a lot going on. I mean, we're ramping up for the Thanksgiving. Most things will happen around then. Well, American Thanksgiving. Let's be real. Nobody cares about it.
well, I mean, I'm sure
millions
Americans
of people,
do.
just millions and millions. More things will happen around there. The big thing was Eternals this weekend, which you did not see.
I did not see, but I have heard things.
Yes,
but I'd like to hear your things about it, if you will.
My things.
Yeah.
What does that even mean?
That's the whole point. We got to find out what that means.
Interesting. Oh, change look. Anyways, yeah, it was a movie, that's for sure. That was definitely for sure thing. Went to a movie theater and you sit down and you watch this thing happen on screen. So there's that. There's your movie
I'd love
review.
to know, because I know, for the most part, the restrictions have been pretty lifted on theaters, right? Like, you're sitting next to people you don't know anymore. There's not a lot of the spacing required.
It's full seating now. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm curious, if for anybody listening, let us know, what are your thoughts? Are you comfortable going back to a theater? We've been doing it for a little while. Obviously, it was a bit more comfortable for me when they did have the separation between me and the next guy, but it is what it is. You go, you watch the movie, enjoy.
Well, here's the thing. You have to be immunized to get in there. Not immunized, so you're vaccinated. The whole immunized thing is a different story. We can get into that in a minute. But yeah, you have to be vaccinated double time to get into the theaters. So, for the most part, yes, you can still get sick if you're vaccinated. But and you can still pass it along, but you have less and less of a chance. We all know the science. There's no need to get into it. But so that's why I feel just fine with it. And if you book your seats right, you don't have to have people around you. If you just do it right. But that means you have to book it early enough to do that and fuck with the system, which is what I generally do. If I go by myself, which I generally do these days, well, not always, but most times, it's very easy because then they'll leave a seat between, they'll leave 3 seats between people.
Oh, interesting.
And then you can just go boom, I'm in the middle, suck it. So because it's rare that 3 single people are going to probably go sit right beside each other. What are the odds of that happening?
That's a good point. Yeah.
But yeah, Eternals, it was good. I enjoyed it. There was things obviously that didn't need to be in it. Some things that could have been different. But it's a very big setup movie. It's the first big movie out of this new phase that they're doing. You had Black Widow in there and whatever, but that wasn't really anything. But you had Shang-Chi as well, and that kind of set up a little bit, but not really much. It was just introducing this character, which was a good movie. And then this one is also introducing all these characters, but also introducing some other ones that you, if you know anything about the comic books, you see them in the movie and you're like, oh, snap, look at that. And then leading more into what it could be. I don't want to give away the movie since you haven't seen it, and some other people here haven't seen it probably. I know a lot of people are upset about it because this movie is not an action film. It is.
Right.
It has action in it, but it is a story film. And this is one of the first real story films that Marvel's done. Um, and they had a really story director to do it, right? Like they really brought
Yeah.
in a director that focused it on um, more of the characters than the actual story. Well, no, sorry, the other way. More of the story than the characters, and more of the see what's going on. Like visually, it was well done. Um, some of the characters were fantastic. So, I mean, also have to give it to the people who played them, right? So you got Kumail Nanjiani, who stole the film, in my opinion,
Mm.
and you got
This was the movie that he got incredibly jacked for, right? Like, it
correct,
wasn't
yeah,
like this was the purpose was to go into
yes,
this
yes,
movie and just like
yeah. They
be
shot
just
this like two
completely
or 3 years
ripped.
ago,
Okay.
and yeah, so it was fun, and then surprise moments in there that we didn't see coming, and a fun new character that added the humor to the film, right?
Mm.
And
Hmm.
then obviously the explosive post credit scenes that are huge and cinematic building for the rest of what they're gonna do, what they're gonna do going forward.
Hmm.
Plus, what happens in the movie as well at the very end leads into a lot more.
Okay. Okay. So it
Because
really
we
is
already
setting up.
know,
Yeah.
in that universe that we're not alone anymore, right? People
Yes.
know
Yeah.
that
There's a
there's
multiverse. There's other
aliens and
things
there's
out
other
there.
shit
Yep.
going on, but
Yep.
this really changes. It is depending on how it gets explained in the next few films, because I don't think we're seeing an Eternals 2 for at least 3 to 4 years. I don't think we'll see one for
Mm.
a long time. But especially after the reviews it's getting, I don't think we'll see one for a long time. They do need to
Yeah.
do
It's
one.
getting very mixed, eh?
Yeah, they do
And
need
I'm
to do
finding even like
one,
fans,
but
like I'm seeing on social media, like from one person to the next. Honestly, I haven't seen anybody truly raving over it, I guess is the best way I can say it. I've seen a
yeah,
lot of like, it was fine, it was okay. I've talked to some people who said we enjoyed it, it was good. What's your general like, if you had to like have like a 2-word response when you came out of the theater, what was the most accurate depiction of your feeling?
it was good. It
All
was
right.
good. It would like I mean, or it's fun. It's not a like I said. This is the one where they really like I said before, they really mixed dramatics with action. They
Yeah,
really took it to a different direction than most films.
sure, sure.
Like yeah, they had emotion and stuff in the other ones, but this was really about there's a lot of like storytelling that's missed as well. There are a lot of things that get missed. There.
Hmm.
Like I said, it wasn't perfect at all by any means.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
still a lot that they could have done better, character wise and story wise. But with so many characters, it is hard to pull off. And I mean, you have these major actors as well. You have like Anna Jolie, who was a surprise character. Her character was surprising, and for me, a little bit. I didn't think what they did with her was what they were going to do with her. Her, especially being her name, right? Um,
Fair enough.
and then you have a gay couple in the movie, interracial gay couple. So that's a lot of things. That's going to affect it as well. A lot of people are still uncomfortable with the idea a little bit, right? So, which makes no sense, but whatever. It's the world, because even Marvel's come out and said that, and Disney said they're not cutting those scenes for
Good,
international releases. So,
good.
um,
Yeah, I think there was actually one country in particular they just chose not to air it in because that or the country chose not
probably
to
it was probably the
air it.
country. Yeah,
Maybe that's
like
what it
Disney
was.
said they're
Yeah.
not doing anything about it. If the country doesn't want to play it, that's up to them. But
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
not going to change anything about it, which is cool.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it's like because they just what this movie is about. Like these people are obviously clearly Eternals.
Yep.
That's their name. They're immortal. They've been there since the
Wait,
start of.
what?
They've been there since the start of human civilization.
Sure.
To protect them from the deviants that are there to destroy. You learn more about it, about the whole
Mm.
deviants versus Eternals kind of thing, and eventually, in time, they come back. The deviants start coming back, and they kind of have to figure out what's going on. Blah 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 blah. It's so without spoiling much, I will. It gets into it, and that's kind of where it gets confusing. Like some characters, like they always, you see them in moments of history that just don't make sense. You know what I
Mm.
mean? Like the burning of the Mexico with being pillaged by the Spaniards, or whatever they're called. I don't know. And just how yeah. it's hard to say without seeing the movie with talking to somebody about
Sure.
it. But it's fun. I thought it was fun. I thought it was cool to see, all kinds of different ages. Like you have a child superhero, you have a middle-aged woman. You don't have the older man yet, but there is an older man in the film. You see an
Mhm.
old, like, you know what I mean, and you see colored people. You see all kinds of crazy shit going on
It's
there,
just
which is
very, like,
cool.
multi-dimensional, lots of
Yeah,
different
yeah,
people, different
yeah.
backgrounds.
It's
That's
good to
cool.
see
I
that
like that.
stuff.
Much
It was
more
cool. Like
equal representation.
yeah, one of the
Well, it was
biggest
Chloe
things that
Zhao that did it, right? The
yeah,
director?
yeah. Well, these characters, like, you mean, makes sense for them to be different races when you kind of read into it a bit. But
Mhm.
when you see the one thing I saw was cool was like when they showed the Marvel logo at the very beginning, you see Sumi Lee right at the very end of it. Like you see him in the
Hmm.
logo, and then, like you see that's changed, right? Like if you look at the most Marvel logos, it's all these white guys, and
Yeah,
except for the
yeah.
Black Panther, right? So it's just like, and obviously, um, the Falcon, which we don't care about. So
Anthony Mackie, that's the one.
yeah, so I mean, there's more. There's obviously Don Cheadle and
Mantis, come on. And who
it's
plays Gamora?
oh yeah, Mantis. But Gamora's
Zoe
green, so I mean,
Saldana.
we can you really tell? I mean, really. Um, but yeah, no, but you see a lot more different ones. You don't see
Yes,
a lot
yeah, I
of,
agree.
brown and Asian people on there, and
Yep.
which is good. We're seeing a lot more of them, and I think that'll be a good positive thing for the movies. So, because well, no, I can't get into that without you saying seeing the movie either, because it's kind of like
That's
it's
okay, that's okay.
it's
You
a
know
big
what?
spoiler point, and
Eternals, it's out. Let us know what your thoughts are on it. I'm going to be seeing it later this week. I'm a little bit behind the times right now, but Alex is obviously up to speed. If you want to hear from his perspective, hop in the comments right now. If you're watching live, if you're not watching live, that's okay. Let us know later on, Instagram, wherever. We'd love to hear what your thoughts were on Eternals. Yeah,
yeah,
I'm excited. Like honestly, I'm a big fan of the Marvel movies. I am like in many ways, I'm kind of happy that they've pushed off the rest of the movies for this year, and like a lot of the movies got delayed. It gives a bit more time, a bit more padding. We had a decade more or less of just non-stop Marvel films, and you know what, they were great for a while. The superhero film genre exploded. I'm okay for a little bit of a break between movies right now, especially on the Marvel side. They got past like the big story arcs they were trying to tell. Let's see where it goes now. We'll see Eternals. We'll see what comes next a little bit later. So
so the post
that's
credit
cool.
scenes of this film really say there's a lot coming, a lot more
Cool.
coming.
That's exciting.
So there's at least, without spoiling it,
Yeah.
about 4 to 5 characters introduced at the very end of the film, from the
Very
end of the
cool.
film to the end of the post credit scene. So it's going to be very interesting to see where they're going with everything. So
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and a lot of explaining to do. They have a lot of explaining to do.
We got a few more Marvel related news topics though. Number one, beware of Spider-Man leaks. What's going on there,
Yes.
Alex?
So I guess this weekend, or I guess not this weekend, the last 2 days, um, there's pictures out of from the film, supposedly, and they kind of give away a lot. So, like a big spoilers of it. So, I mean, I don't want to say what they are. So I've read about what they were. I haven't seen them myself, but
Sure.
I'll keep that to you on the DL.
Yeah. I did hear regarding Spider-Man, another former Spider-Man actor from like a TV series or
Oh
something
yeah,
from the
yes, the
80s came out and was
1970s,
just
early
like,
80s, like
I wasn't included either. I'm upset. It's like, guys, it's the Sony production. What do you think's gonna happen? It's gonna be the Sony guys that are gonna show up. They're not gonna
yeah.
be pulling back from the
Or
80s,
or it's just
70s.
another play that they're
Or it's
just
another
tricking
play.
us.
And it could just be like all the superhero movies are doing right now and getting as many old school retro people in as they possibly can. Who
Yeah.
knows? I don't. We'll
Well, we
see.
saw they released a new poster this week, and it was like the first you actually see the goblin in in the
Mm.
picture in the poster.
Hmm.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
it's a real big thing. So that means he's in the film. So
Yep.
Willem Dafoe,
Confirmed.
I hope he's showing up.
Hashtag
I mean, it doesn't have
confirmed.
to be. There is in the comic books that his, like we said before, that his friend becomes a hobgoblin.
Yeah. That's
So
true.
and what's his face, the guy who does play Ned, had lost a lot of weight for the end for that movie. He said so.
Hmm.
You don't know.
All right. Well,
But
there's
this movie has also
there's a
been so now
possibility.
it's so the problem is now it's going into not post production. What's the word? Press production. So everyone
Mm.
they're gonna start doing a lot of press screeners, a lot of all that kind of stuff soon because it's the next big one that comes out in I think 3 weeks. It's
Yeah.
3 or 4 weeks now. So we'll start seeing premieres. We'll start seeing shit like that, and that's
Mm.
when the leaks are gonna start coming out. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful. They're saying this one's not going to be a fun Spider-Man. It's going to be a sad,
Yeah.
depressing one.
Yeah. Well,
So
it
not
is what
every
it
movie
is,
can
folks.
be. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is.
We got a few other things for Marvel. Black Panther 2 shuts down production for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's her face is injured. The girl who plays her sister, his
mm,
sister, she's injured, and
mhm.
so they shot around her for a while.
Yeah.
And then I guess now they have to wait, so they just shut down production and waiting it out, which is fine.
I'm curious if there's anything to do with because I'm pretty sure she's an anti-vaxxer as well, and I'm curious
That's
if that
possible.
is having any impact
I mean that
on the
could just be
production.
their way of getting out of it
Hmm.
without bringing press towards it, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, so,
Speaking
but I
of
think,
injuries on set, obviously, we don't need to go way into the conversation about what's going on with Alec Baldwin's movie, but as a response to that incident, The Rock has come out and said all films under his production going forward will never use real guns again.
mhm,
They're just
mhm.
done with it. They're not going to risk it. It's not worth it. There's enough realistic fake guns out there. Good enough. So
Yeah.
that's the route he's
Well, I
taking.
mean, like a lot of his movies that he doesn't really have a lot of. I guess, I mean, other than Hobbs and Shaw, didn't really have a lot of gun action. There's like in 1980, like I guess in the Jungle Book there was a bit, but that was like
Yeah, and I
musket
mean, if you
style.
go earlier in his career, he was kind of like the Rundown, and I
Yeah.
think it's Walking Tall. I think was one of the movies that he
Yeah, but
did that were
I don't think
very
he did
gun
those. Like
focused.
now, any movie he does, even with Disney, has his
Yeah,
part
you're
in it.
right.
Like his
Yeah,
production's part of it.
yeah. It's
Like
usually
Red.
more about him, his
Yeah,
force, than it is about using a weapon to make up for
yeah.
his.
So like Red Notice comes out this week on Friday
Yeah, yeah.
with him, Gal
That looks
Gadot,
cool.
and Ryan
They've been
Reynolds.
building that all year long, so I'm
Yeah.
interested to see.
Well, this is their biggest. This is Netflix's biggest production movie.
Hmm,
This is the most money Netflix has put into a movie. So everyone's well. I mean,
fascinating.
you have three top stars at the
Yeah,
top
yeah, yeah. So
prime of
just
their
from
careers.
talent alone, you have
Yeah.
to imagine that's not cheap.
So I'm expecting a lot, but I'm also not at the same time. So,
Yeah,
um, yeah, we'll see what's going on.
yeah. Back to the Disney stuff. There's a bunch of IMAX formatted Marvel films coming. So not the whole movie, but scenes. So like when you went to the theater, throughout the movie, if you saw it in IMAX, you would have seen some shots were filmed in IMAX and they got the IMAX format. So it kind of popped between like widescreen and then they'd do the IMAX format and then come back to that
Mhm.
widescreen 16:9 or 16:10. They are releasing it for the first time, and it'll be available on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and there's going to be Shang-Chi, Iron Man, Guardians 1 and 2, Civil War, Doctor Strange, Thor Ragnarok, Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Captain Marvel,
Yeah,
Endgame,
what I want to
and
know
Black Widow.
is so like they're saying this is the first time they've released it in this way. Is it like first time released in this way? Period. Like, was it not like this on the Blu-rays, on the DVDs, the 4K Blu-rays, or is this legitimately the first time we're getting them in this format?
Um,
Because I know often on streaming platforms they don't do those things. Like if you go back and watch The Dark Knight, for example, that was a famous example. Christopher Nolan, tried to shoot as much as he could on IMAX, but obviously it's very expensive and he didn't shoot the whole movie, so you would see it cut between, and that was present on the Blu-ray. It's clear when you're watching it.
it
The
looks like it's
whole
just
clarity comes in and pops, and
um
it's yeah.
it looks like it's just going to be before this is the first time for the actual um streaming service. Like this is the first time
Okay.
the streaming service has done anything
Oh,
for
okay, okay.
this. I
Which
think
is still a big
that's
deal.
yeah. Like if you saw it in the theaters, that's how you were expecting
Yeah.
to see it in that thing. And I think
Yeah, I am curious. Like I kind of want to like go back and take a look at I think I have most, if not all of them on Blu-ray, or I have a few of them now on, Ultra HD Blu-ray. But yeah, I'm kind of curious. I kind of want to like compare and see just the difference, because again, like that's it's hard to maintain the same level of quality on a streaming platform that you would get on a physical disc. So we'll see. I'm interested. I'm a big AV nerd, so that means a lot to me.
Yeah, so that should be out Friday as well with Disney Plus Day.
Yeah. And speaking of Disney Plus Day, so there's a whole bunch of stuff coming out this Friday for Disney Plus. If you
Mm-hmm.
are currently a subscriber, which it seems like just about everybody is, I think I read something that said they like doubled their subscriber count from this time last year. So like,
Yep.
the service is doing really, really well. There's going to be a bunch of content. I'm pretty stoked to see. There was a little bit confusion when I was talking to some people that they thought perhaps things like Shang-Chi and whatnot would only be out for one day, like just for Disney Plus Day. What's
No.
your
Yeah.
take? I'm pretty sure it's going to be ongoing, but
Well, from what I understand, I mean, once they put it on there, it's there for free forever. Because like, even though, well, like you got to think about it this way. Remember how Disney did announce that they're going to do a 3-month trial for Shang-Chi,
yep,
anyways.
yep,
So that they already announced. And then
yeah,
usually it's usually 6 months. It's 3 months. It's been 3 months all the time since they started
hmm,
doing the home premieres. 3 months of paid watching, and then it goes straight for free for everyone. And if you look at Jungle Cruise, they've just passed the 3 months. So the fact that the people are still paying for it, like you still have to pay to see it, is still kind of a big
yep,
deal. And that's gonna be one of the free ones on Disney Plus Day. But Shang-Chi will be free for everyone, I think, at this point.
hmm,
Because November would be its 3 months. So for as long as Disney Plus exists, I guess,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they own Marvel, you never know. Disney might say,
Oh,
"Hey, let's sell it to somebody." Who
I
would
don't
pay
think
it?
that's
I
going to
don't.
happen
Anyone
anytime
know.
soon.
But what we'll see is a
Oh,
bunch of new stuff like Home Sweet Home Alone, which is a new reimagining of the
hmm,
Macaulay Culkin original.
yep,
People are
yep.
saying the trailer. I never watched the trailer, but the trailer is exactly the same like the first movie. We got some new Olaf shorts, more Disney shorts like from Frozen Forever. We're seeing
A
a
Simpsons short.
yeah a Ciao Alberto is
Yep.
a short about from
We're
Luca.
finally going to learn who Alberto is, maybe.
Um, I don't know. No, isn't his name Alberto? Isn't the friend named Alberto?
Who was it that they were always saying, like, Silencio
Yeah.
Bruno?
Bruno, it was Bruno.
That's who it was. You're right. You're
Um,
right.
uh, we're gonna get a new new series. From according to the world according to Jeff Goldblum. I don't know if it's
Oh
already a
yeah,
new
season
series.
2. Yep.
Um, episode 1 to 5 from the series 2 of yeah. So there you go.
Yep. There is a new show from Michael Keaton, Will Poulter, called Dope Sick, all about America's opioid epidemic.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
And Will Poulter is now playing Adam in Guardians
yep,
3. So
yep.
they
And then
which just started shooting this week, I
Lazados,
think.
Entre Lazados, is that how you pronounce that?
I don't know what you're looking at, but sure.
An Argentinian comedy drama series that'll be available in 18 languages. That's a new
Ooh,
series coming out.
interesting. Yeah, because they have a new one coming out soon. A new Disney movie coming out soon. I think that's a animation.
Yeah.
Forget what it's called. But anyways, it's based in Colombia, so that's
Hmm.
interesting. Um, yeah, that's Disney.
Yeah.
Disney.
Guinea. Yep. That's everything. Oh, actually, one more thing in the Disney world in this section. Star Wars world. So Patty Jenkins, Star Wars Rogue Squadron delayed indefinitely. What?
Yeah.
This is like, it's been getting so much hype. What's going on?
Well, she's busy, I guess. Is what the
Oh
excuse
yeah.
is. She's directing and writing Wonder Woman 3 and directing something else. Oh, Cleopatra. She's directing Cleopatra with of course, Gal Gadot. So, you know, just what we need.
It's supposed to go into production next year. Like,
Yeah,
come
it doesn't look
on.
like that's gonna happen.
They had that big
Um,
announcement. It had me excited.
so it looks like obviously Cleopatra's coming up next, I think,
Yeah,
and then they'll go into Wonder Woman after that.
disappointing.
So have fun with that.
Yeah. Fun stuff. Well, let's talk a little bit about TV. So there's a few things going on. I know on my end of things, something that I'm really excited for. Amazon Prime is finally releasing a television representation of the long-running book series, The Wheel of Time. So that is launching November 19th. I've actually only read about 5 of the books, and I actually, the last I checked, there was like 13 in the series. But let's see how many books in the Wheel of Time series. According to Google, 20. So there's 20 books. So there's a lot of content for them to go through. I think this first season really is just following the events of the first book, The Eye of the World. But it's kind of, if you're into Lord of the Rings, if you're into that kind of like fantasy, going on a journey, magic, all that kind of stuff, the show will definitely be for you. It's looking pretty interesting. There's a couple trailers out. Have you seen any of it, Alex?
See the trailers. I have no idea what's going on. It looks like just a side story from The Witcher. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see.
We also got this Friday, we got a new show, The Shrink Next Door, starring Will Ferrell and the sexiest man alive, Paul Rudd. Did you hear about that?
Well, I guess. Well, they wanted everyone was saying it was Chris Evans yesterday, and then all of a sudden,
So I guess
Times
people,
Magazine or whatever, whoever does it,
yeah,
put it out.
People's 2021 sexiest man alive is Paul Rudd, and his response to it is, "I'm getting business cards made." I
Yeah,
mean, why
why
not?
not?
Have fun with it. For his age, you know, he's looking pretty good. He's done a good job of staying, in reasonable shape. The thing that shocks me is I've never found that like Paul Rudd hit it off as big with in the celebrity fandom and whatnot as a lot of the other actors that you typically see
Sure.
make it to this, you know, title, if you will, right? Um, a lot of people when they heard that Paul Rudd's going to be Ant-Man, everybody's like, "Oh, that's just Paul Rudd." Like, he's
Yeah.
not exciting. He's not big, you know. Um, I enjoy Paul Rudd. I think he's very funny. I really have enjoyed a lot of his like. Honestly, I think I almost enjoy him more outside of his acting than I do in a lot of the stuff he acts in. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I can't really see a lot of things I've liked with him in it. So, I mean, yeah, he seems like a likable guy, but I don't even think of a movie I can think I've liked him when he's been in it, and not necessarily like maybe it's not that I guess like it's not the right word. Is I'm not a there's not a movie he has put a big memory in my mind. I
Yeah,
guess
fair. Yeah. I think for
like
me, like the standout would be "I Love You, Man" because it's just a movie that I still quote to this day quite
sure,
consistently. Um, but outside of that, like I would agree with you. Like, there's no like standout role outside of maybe that movie where I'm just like, yeah, like Paul Rudd. Don't dislike him. I actually
yeah.
enjoy him, but he just doesn't like cross the hemisphere as like a huge starring actor for me. Either way, regardless, The Shrink Next Door launches this Friday on Apple TV Plus. Apparently, what a lot of people are saying is that both Will and Paul put in some of their like best performances in a series. Period. So I'm excited. I'm definitely gonna be checking it out. How about you?
Sure. Um, I mean,
Yes, please.
this week's these past few weeks and the next few weeks are going to be a little crazy for me, so I don't have a lot of time for television and the movies. Um, but I will definitely try. I will definitely try. It's not like Survivor, so I will always make time for Survivor, but um, yeah, I'll do my best. I'll do my best.
Nice.
You know,
What
you
what
know.
else is going on in the TV world, Alex?
Oh God, who knows? What does TV mean to anyone anymore? But no, we got the new series. Would we call it that? Yeah, sure, we'll call it that. The new series, Dexter: New Blood. New series, new season, new series. Who knows? Siri, why are you asking? What's going on here, Siri? Like, if you've looked at my screen, Siri popped up. So, but you can't.
Just a
So,
disaster, folks. Who let this guy on?
yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Dexter New Blood, the reimagining of Dexter, I guess in a sense, but it's the continuation. I don't know. Anyways, new episode started on Sunday. Did you watch it? It's on Crave. You watch it on Crave now. Did you watch it?
I
Did
have
you?
not watched it.
Wow. Wow. I mean, we try to prepare for it is what it is. But I mean, I guess it is what it is. But yeah, for opening episode, it was all right.
Yeah,
it was all right.
I saw it. Like I've seen the trailers and whatnot, and I don't know. Like it's one of those shows where it lost me throughout the series, and I did finish it, but like by the end, I was very over the show. And so when I heard that they were bringing it back, I was like not that excited. I will probably go back and watch that episode at some point, but
Well, you have 4 days as of this releasing on the internet tomorrow. 3 days. So 4 days of today, 3 days as tomorrow, and then 2 days, and then 1 day, and then the next episode comes on Sunday. So realistically,
I mean, I
don't
can
have a
always
lot of
watch
time.
it the same day that I have until the next podcast to watch both episodes. Let's be
This
real.
is true. This is true, but we both know you won't. So
Hey, I caught up on Only Murders in the Building.
3
Took a
weeks
while.
later. I get it. Whatever. People have lives. Whatever those are. Whatever that is. Yeah, so that's that. Looks fun. Let me know what you guys think. I enjoyed it. I mean, it is what it is. I mean, yeah, I don't know how we're gonna feel about it, but without spoiling it for everyone. So, it's really hard to do without spoiling. I could spoil it for everyone. I really could. I generally do. So, but anyways, Doctor Who also started like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
The new season and the last season for her, and I say her because I don't remember her name.
Jodie Whittaker.
That's the one.
Gotcha.
Yeah, this is her last season as the Doctor.
The Doctor. Doctor
You want
Who.
the Doctor, but you are a woman. That is a man's title. Yeah, well, it's fluid. Yeah, right out of the episode that I watched. So yeah, it is. It's the Doctor. It was okay. I mean, I'm not really sure what the hell's going on yet, but we'll figure it out. And if you watch
Nope.
Game of Thrones, you get a little cool Grey Worm appearance in there. He's not Grey Worm in it, but he's there.
I mean, that would have been sweet if like Doctor Who literally went through time to the time of Game of Thrones. Confirming that is a real timeline somewhere, somehow.
I mean, anything's possible.
Alex, folks.
I mean, anything's possible in Doctor Who, I guess. Anyways, that's not the point. So, yeah, let us know if you were into the new Doctors, the Doctor series. I haven't been highly entertained, so I'm not surprised that she's leaving already.
Yeah. She was good. Like the first season was a little bit rough in my opinion. I think they were kind of figuring out how they wanted Doctor Who to feel with this new showrunner and this new Doctor, and it was a departure from what we were used to with Peter Capaldi, which again, like, was not a big fan of Peter Capaldi's either. Like, since David Tennant and Matt Smith did their thing, it's kind of, just petered out.
I like Peter Peter's version. It was dark, it was serious. It's who I would be, so that's fine.
The grumpy old man.
Yeah.
I don't know. His Doctor wasn't for me, and Jodie Whittaker to me was in many ways, she felt like a combination of both Peter Capaldi's and the other guys while being her own at the same time, and that was fine. I just found the first season they struggled a little bit to figure out their footing. Second season actually landed out quite well. I have not seen past that at this point, so I have some catching up to do. But yeah, no, I thought she overall, she was her own Doctor, and that's what she should be. Like, I think that's the whole point of Doctor Who is you don't want to just rehash what's been done before. You want to like pay homage to it while also improving upon it. Hey, we got a comment there from Nostalgia. How you doing there, Steve? What's going on?
I mean, if that's a question, I can answer it, but I don't know if it's actually a question or a statement.
If it was a question, Alex, how would you respond?
Well, it's saying what's happening, boys.
With an
So I guess it's more
exclamation
of a
mark.
statement
So it's a
because it's not like
statement.
a question.
It's like a greeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I would say I'm sitting here doing this podcast. So this podcast
For
that's
anybody
called It
who
Is. There you
doesn't
go.
follow Restalgia on YouTube, Steve does commentary on all kinds of tech related stuff, old school retro gaming, a lot of arcade cabinets. He recently released a video on Forza Horizon 5 where he was featuring his fancy racing setup that he built, and he goes into how you did that. So make sure to check that out. Thanks for tuning in, buddy.
It is what it is. Preach, bro. Preach. Preach, as
Yeah,
the kids would
yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah,
Preach.
yeah.
A preach. Anyways, where were we? Before we
Where
just
were we
lost
indeed? Doctor Who.
Doctor Who. Well, we'll see where it keeps going. It's a
Yeah,
recurring episode. Watch it. You can watch it on Crave.
nice.
So I hate Crave, but it's there. I don't pay for Crave. Don't tell Crave.
We'll
Crave
talk later.
sponsor us, so that's fine. Other news, we got the official statement that Squid Game Season 2 is confirmed by the
Yeah,
director. I won't say his name because I do not want to ruin it and offend anyone. So, not that it stopped me offending anyone before, but, one day, maybe I'll be on the show. You don't know. No, I won't be. I'm not Korean. Or am
we'll just
I?
make our own Squid Game, and it's called Survivor.
I do love Survivor. I mean, I gotta watch this week. A lot of good things happened for me last week. It was great. It was a
Yeah.
good episode. I am only second place now still, but just trailing behind Ronnie. We'll get there.
Yep.
We'll get there. Ronnie will lose. He will lose. One of them, I gotta win this year. But yeah. We also got a Stranger Things 4 trailer.
Yeah.
Season 4, I guess. I mean, it's not
Yeah.
4.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's not a
I
movie.
mean, it's kind of how they portray it, right? When you see all of like the iconography, the design of the new logo always has like the big number behind it. So in many ways, it is the sequel. That's how they portray it.
Probably gonna be the last one.
Yeah, I mean, all the actors are aging, right? Like they're not really kids.
Wow.
So much anymore.
Why would you bring age into this, Matt?
What do you
We were
mean?
just talking about middle-aged women being superheroes, and now you're telling kids can't be actors anymore because they're getting older.
I'm not saying they can't be actors
Oh,
anymore. I'm just saying
whatever,
that their
man. Well,
characters, like, I don't know, unless you're gonna like
your
really
excuses,
advance the time
you
in
know,
in the
just
story.
slagging them
All right,
around because they're
I'll stop
children.
digging my hole.
Just slagging them around because no, I'm just kidding. It's the same with the Eternals. They have to.
Yeah.
They want to keep the girl who plays Sprite because I think she's still a child. I actually don't know. I should look into the fact if she's actually of age or not, and she's just tiny. But in the movie, she plays a child. Well, a child being in like 12, 13 year age range. So we'll see. I don't know. I honestly don't know how old that woman is, and I could use the internet to find out, but I choose not to. So I'm just gonna speculate and let the world decide. Because we still probably won't get an Eternals for a long time, so it's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got, man. I don't know. The world's a very slow moving place these days.
Yeah, I mean, outside of that, I mean, there's a couple things going on in the gaming world. So we talked about how Netflix released their gaming service on Android. It's now available on iOS, so you can go ahead. If the way it works on iOS, so if you have an iPhone or an iPad, you actually just download the game on the App Store, and when you log in, you're logging in with your Netflix login. So there's games on there. The Stranger Things game is actually one of them. So I mean, who doesn't have a Netflix login? Go ahead and download the Stranger Things game on Android or iPad. You can log into it with your Netflix account. There you go. You can start playing. There's other games as well. Overall, the library is not huge, but it is kind of like promising that, hey, here's another thing you can do while you're on the go.
On the go, he said. On the go.
Yep. If you haven't seen already, Forza Horizon 5 is actually kind of taking the world by storm right now. I was playing it last night. I actually was live streaming it on YouTube, and you can go back and check out my initial impressions because I started it right from the get-go and played probably the first hour and a little bit, right till you kind of get through all the opening stuff in the game, and you can see some of my reactions. But it is getting a lot of fan service. People are really pumped about it right now. It's kind of like the first big game on Xbox Series X, which is pretty sad considering the console's been out for almost a full year now. And like there's been no like game to have for it at this point. So
And
this
they
is really the
chose a
first
racing
one.
game.
Hey, I mean, it's not a bad choice. It's a pretty good game. I don't think it's a perfect game. I have seen a lot of people throwing around 10s or like 9.5s. My early impressions have been it feels like the last game with some minor changes. So okay, but
Like when
I'm still gonna play a bunch of it for sure.
Yeah, it's like when you're gonna force me to try to. Well, sorry, try to force me to buy Gran Turismo because I'm not going to, but you're gonna try to get me to do it.
I mean, you have a PlayStation, so you should.
Again, you're gonna try to get me to get Gran Turismo, and I'm not gonna do it because it's a god awful racing game. It's just, no, we're not gonna get into it. You know what? No, it's not. Nope, it's not worth it.
Ooh, yeah, Steve. I'd love to see the controller, the new limited edition controller. Want to check that out? And you know what? Yeah, you're right, Steve. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm only an hour and a bit in. I've only played it on my PC. I actually want to see how it compares on the Xbox as well. But early impressions, it's fine. I'm sure I'll come to appreciate the new terrain in Mexico. I really liked the last one, being able to go through different seasons from week to week to week. So having just being in Mexico, not having winter and spring and fall and all those things, we'll see how that goes. Interesting tweet that came out from Phil Spencer. Apparently, there have been 4.5 million plus players already across PC, cloud, and consoles. So this game is clearly doing well.
What?
What?
That's all I got. That's all I got to go towards that. I get it. You know, if there's a fan base, exploit it. Why not?
Yep.
I don't get it. I'm not a car person, so I don't get it. I don't
see. Okay, so going back to Gran Turismo, because like I've always enjoyed cars growing up. I would argue it was when I started playing Gran Turismo 5 on the PS3. That's when I truly became a car guy. Like I really got into like the technical bits of racing games, and then I started to appreciate the different cars for what they were. And then next thing you know, I'm buying an RX-8, like buying a sports car. And now I'm like forever addicted. I just want to get more fun, fast cars. Also fair. Doesn't help that Forza Horizon 5 is on Game Pass. Definitely. I mean, hey, if the subscription works, like you said before, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You can play it on anything you want as long as you got Game Pass. I think if you sign up now, it's like $1 a month for Game Pass for a couple months, so that's pretty cool. Racing games are sweet, especially when you have a sweet setup with a racing wheel and all that kind of stuff. So, you should play it, Alex.
No, I do not know. I choose not to know. I don't understand going around and 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 around and
do you
around
think
and
it's
around.
not NASCAR?
And then around and around. But it still doesn't matter if it's like a wavy around. You're still doing 4 to 5 laps sometimes going around the same damn track. And then if you don't beat it, then you have to go back and be the first, do it again to become first. And if you don't do that, you got to keep doing it until you get
and that's
first.
Why Forza Horizon 5 might be for you, because it's the anti-racing game. You're not just doing the same tracks, going around the same stuff, lap after lap.
Matt, I am not buying an Xbox
thing.
or building a PC. Don't sell me on this.
You can also
system.
you don't even need to own either, Alex. You don't need to own either.
I'm not paying for an Xbox Pass.
xCloud or whatever
I'm not doing it.
You can just
I'm not giving those people my money. I'm not doing it. I already have to do it for Christmas for my nephew, and I don't want to. So I'm gonna just buy him a PlayStation Pass. But no, he wants to get an Xbox Series X, and I'm trying to I'm gonna have to convince him to go the other way somehow, some way.
PlayStation
Somehow.
5. I mean, they're
Yeah,
still incredibly hard to get.
I'll find one. I'll just buy it and put it in his house when he
I
has
mean,
it.
speaking of the chip shortages,
I'm
let's
not gonna
talk a
buy
little
it.
bit.
I'm not gonna buy it.
The Steam Deck today was delayed, so we've talked about that a little bit on this channel. Valve's Steam, basically, it kind of looks like a Switch, but it's PC games. You can play
True.
PC games on a Switch-like console. It has been delayed. It was supposed to make it out for this holiday season. Now they're hoping to get it out for February 2022. So this chip shortage is really starting to impact, the ability to get out cool new technologies. Some companies try to just push it out anyway. I know there's a couple of weeks there where I was trying to get a new iPhone. I did finally get one this weekend, an iPhone 13 Pro, but it took weeks of me like searching for it, and I've never had that much trouble back to back on like buying any tech in my life. And now it's like, my gosh, like these things are actually hard to come by.
Well, I mean, it's you though. So I mean, you're to keep searching and searching. You went
Yeah.
across 2 cities to go get an iPhone.
Yes, I drove to Burlington. What? So what?
Can just wait or get it mailed to you. But
No, I had to go and pick it up myself same day.
I mean, I guess dedication is dedication. I guess.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of lost what we were talking about there for a second. So,
well, moving on to other tech news. So, speaking of the iPhone, so a big thing that people have been bothered by with the iPhone in particular is that they still have the Lightning port. It's been rumored forever that they're going to go to USB-C. A lot of people are saying, no, they're just going to get rid of all the ports and it's going to be completely wireless. Over in the EU and Europe, there's a lot of laws coming out that are basically saying all mobile devices have to use the same charger. So if you're a phone, you have to use the same charger, which is going to be USB-C. Apple's already released USB-C in other products like their iPads. They still haven't brought it to the phones. Sure enough, somebody with some hackery wizardry and a steady hand has actually installed a USB-C port that fully functions in an iPhone, and he put it up for auction, and it went for over $100,000.
hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. If you're gonna make some money off it, might as well exploit the
I actually
hell
want
out
to
of things.
see what the final total was. iPhone USB-C. Let's see. Okay,
It
so
definitely
yeah, there
pays
was
lawyer fees when Apple goes after him, so that's fine.
as of 18 hours ago, there was a $99,000 bid on this thing. I think it was just an iPhone 10 that he modded, so it wasn't the latest phone or anything like that. Yeah, that seems to be the last bit of news on it that I can come across. Still though, just crazy. There you go. So just start hacking iPhones, put random stuff in it, and then put it up on auction. See what people will buy for it.
Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like I said, make money, exploit things, do what you gotta do. And if Apple wants to come after you, well, that's on you. So
$15,000 away to eBay fees. My gosh, please no.
yeah, there you go. There you go. And then the Apple's lawsuit afterwards.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes. I can't
Yep.
imagine it's gonna end well. So if I know anything about technology and their copyright laws, oh snap! So, yeah, that's that. In some interesting movie news I just read, so James Marsden or James Richard Madden. Anyways, the guy who plays fucking Rob Stark in Game of Thrones and who's in Eternals, is looking like he's going to be the new favorite to play James Bond coming up.
Really?
Oh.
Interesting.
Being
Interesting. I would not
suspiciously
have guessed
coy, as a
him.
lot of people are saying when it comes up to him. So I wonder if he's been auditioning for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised. He's jacked in this new one in Eternals. So
Yeah.
There was a funny little scene at the beginning of the movie when Jon Snow, what is his name? Kit Harington and Richard Madden meet face to face in the movie. It's funny.
That's funny.
Yeah. Anyways, little tidbit there. that I saw
Yeah.
about James Bond. But yeah,
Yeah, that's interesting. Forever a lot of people have been hoping. I've honestly been hoping that it would be Idris Elba. Like mix it up finally.
he's old and he's black. So, and the reason I say that is the joke.
I know.
It's the joke from
Trevor Noah.
he wouldn't be able to hide himself from being.
Everybody would know. Nobody in
Everyone would know.
Scotland.
Everyone would know.
They just walk
Everyone
into a
would
bar.
know.
Yes, my name's Bond. Yes, I know.
Yeah, you're the only black person in Scotland. So he is older too. Like he is getting up there. He's also playing some other superhero films, so it's not like he's not hurting for that job. But
Yeah.
not that an old person can't play James Bond. I just think the way they probably want to go is somewhere they can utilize for at least 10 to 15 years,
Yeah.
like they did the other ones. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Like I'm comparing when you always think about Bond, you think about like these older, like distinguished gentlemen, and I guess Daniel Craig was pretty young. Like if you go back, like how old was he when he first started in Casino Royale? I actually can't remember.
I don't know.
Eh,
He's 53 right now. So I mean, the first one would have came out. When did Casino
it
Royale
would have
come
been
out?
38 in 2006
So that's
when
not too
he
bad.
first took on the role of James Bond in Casino Royale. So I mean, yeah, like that's a good age, and I'm sure that's about the age of the guy who's rumored to take the mantle.
Yeah, and Idris Elba's will be turning 50 next year.
Yeah. So he's already long in the tooth, some would say.
I don't know what that means, but sure. And Richard Madden is 35, so
Yep.
it's generally the right place, right time for them.
Mm-hmm.
And he's British as hell, so and he's sorry, Scottish, so it works out in a sense.
Yo.
He can pull out his hardcore Scottish accent as he does in Eternals. What else we got? We got Emilio Estevez and Leaving Mighty Ducks, Game Changers.
Yeah. So that was an interesting bit of news. When I first caught that, I don't know if there's been any development, but Disney wasn't really commenting, and he wasn't commenting on the reasons why. It was just like a difference, like a creative.
So yeah, so it's
opinion.
came down like they kind of pretty much just said it. It was pretty much just up to a contract dispute.
Yeah.
Because he went on to said I'm not anti-vax. Full stop. I take this pandemic very seriously, and I am often teased about my continued following of the safety protocols and my abundance of caution. I want to address what transpired and clear up some falsehoods which appeared in the article. Reading my decision, blah 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 blah. Some would believe on anti-vax position. Blah, blah, blah. The anonymous source produced on his own of my truth. Simply put, I'm not an anti-bully. My exit of the show was due to a myriad of creative differences, and another narrative is false. Blah 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 blah. Basically, I hope everyone does well in the next season. Ducks fly together. Blah blah blah. Ducks fly together. You'd be on the show, you stupid idiot. Either way, so not an anti-vaxxer, so that's good, I guess. So I mean, he could be lying. Who knows?
It is interesting though how quick media is to jump on that. Like if there's no specifically published reason why somebody is off a show suddenly, they just immediately jump to that conclusion, right?
Well, there's a lot of it too. There's a lot of that happening.
It's true.
Well, you look at Aaron Rodgers.
Look at the WWE.
Yeah, well, that's a whole different thing. You look at Aaron Rodgers being a stupid idiot.
Oh my gosh, that was a interesting
article. I'm immunized, and then you're just straight up lying to everyone because you're not. You chose the word immunized instead of vaccinated, and thought that you could get away with it.
Yeah.
And then you got COVID and said you're smarter. Then your Dr. Joe Rogan told you not to do stuff. Oh, man. He didn't say that, but everyone else is making fun of him.
Everybody else is saying
is oh yeah, you just used Joe Rogan as your excuse. And then when you asked what other doctors did you use, he's like, oh, I've talked to other people who've had COVID, and I was like, so you have not talked to a doctor at all? Grow up. Anyways. We don't need to get into that. That's a little. I don't care about football, anyways. So,
how quickly you got there, though. Maybe you are a football fan.
I'm not. I really am not. I am really not. Really, really not. Well,
Well,
what we
we
got?
gotta address the elephant in the room, Alex. Little Mermaid is not the best Disney movie.
It is not. No, no.
So, Joe,
Um,
if you're listening, you're
I did.
wrong.
Yeah.
For anybody who was watching the show last week, we had a big discussion, a big debate about what was the best Disney movie from the 90s, basically, right? Like we were talking about like those key, like, Little Mermaid, Lion King, Tarzan, those kinds of movies.
Yeah.
We got
Musical
in the
movies.
comments here
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast by Ride or Die. I do want to say Beauty and the Beast was one of the higher
Yeah.
voted ones on our
Yeah.
Instagram. We will be posting round 2 very soon. Aladdin's
Yeah.
up there for me. Like Aladdin and Tarzan.
Mhm.
Definitely some of my favorite. Aladdin's my favorite like Disney movie from the 90s. That's just the movie that I most connected with when I was a kid. For whatever reason, I just loved it as a kid. I grew up watching it. But like now, like when I want to go and listen to like a soundtrack, it's still Tarzan, and I know that's not like the highest rated one that we had, but I think it still won
Mhm.
its category if I'm not mistaken too.
Probably. I can't remember right now. I'm a mess. I'll get there. I'll get
We'll go
there.
back. We'll get a round 2 on Instagram. We'll get the bracket continued.
Hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, so that's Disney for you. We got
Mm-hmm.
in music news, Code and Cambria released a new song last night, called
Oh.
Rise Nahanasia. I don't know how
Yeah.
to say it. Cut the cord. It's not it was okay. You know, it's not their best, but I do enjoy it. It's Code and Cambria, so
At least you're honest.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't really want to cut the cord because then I can't hear anything anymore. So that wouldn't be
Well, I
any
would
good.
hope you have wireless headphones that you can listen to it otherwise.
I mean, I do, but right now I'm not. I'm using wired headphones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, that would be for the
Indeed.
best.
Indeed. Indeed.
Speaking of
Indeed.
headphones, I bought an AirPod 3s last tonight.
Oh yeah, you picked them up, eh?
I'm gonna pick them up tomorrow. But yes,
Okay.
I bought them and a watch.
Ooh, which watch did you get?
It's the 7
What
GPS 7.
what band? What color? Come on now.
I don't
Spill all the
remember.
deets.
Ugh, so much work. Um, there it is. No, that's not it. That's it. What do we got? We got Apple 7 GPS, the 45 mil, obviously.
Yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
gotta get the big one.
yeah. Go
I just
big or
got a
go home.
midnight aluminum case because I didn't want to wait till December, so
Sure.
like I don't need the stainless steel case, right? So I don't really need it. Would have been cool, sure,
Uh-huh.
but I don't need it
It's just
because
like I
nobody
didn't need the titanium one, but I got it.
exactly. Yeah, well, I'm not spending $1,400 plus
Dollar bills, yeah.
on a watch. Anyways, yeah, so there's that. So it should come. I'll just get that tomorrow. Yeah, because they don't have a lot of those kind of special ones. You have to
Mm.
order them, right? So,
Yeah, for sure.
and I don't really care that much. I just need a watch. So,
What I'm struggling to get over is so like this is like if you're watching the new iPhone
wait,
13 Pro,
is that a
look at the
case?
size of those
Matt has a
lenses.
case on his phone.
They're
What's
huge.
happening?
Yeah, I learned my lesson, Alex. I don't want to break another phone, especially not one that I just bought.
Yeah.
My last phone lasted me 4 years. Okay, I think I did pretty good. Now, a strange correlation that I'm going to see if I can get away with was the last time I bought a new phone, my iPhone 10 in 2017. In the same week, I also got my new TV. I'm just saying, it's been 4 years since I bought a TV. I feel like I can probably get away with buying another one.
Sure. You live your life, man. I can't control you not buying a TV.
Yes,
But
but
the thing
certain
is,
people
you're
in my
gonna
life
walk into
can.
a store. The only thing that's gonna stop you is if you don't go into a store. Because the minute you go into a store, be like, "Hey, that TV's there," and you're like, "Yeah, I'll get it." Because we're like, "Oh, that's a really good price." All right, let's get it.
Well, apparently right now Costco has the 65-inch LG OLEDs on for $300 off, which is like they're speaking to my heart, getting that
Well, give it a couple
120
weeks.
hertz, getting that
Give it a week or
120 hertz
two, and you'll have all
gaming on
those
my
specials.
Xbox and PS5. Like that's
You'll have all those specials in a couple weeks.
uh-huh.
So
Yeah, Black Friday is right around the corner, so definitely gonna be keeping my eye on that. Not just for me. Also, I mean, holidays are coming up. Got to buy some gifts for some folks.
yeah, I need a TV, so whatever.
Your TV's newer than mine. It's a year newer than mine.
Gotta keep it updated, man. You just gotta be. It is what it is. You know what it is.
It is what it is.
Anyways, moving on from buying technology because that we can afford and not can't afford, whatever that means. Whatever that means, I don't know. I don't know. Big YouTube news that's pissing everyone off. Getting rid of the dislike button. Well, the button's still gonna be there, but you can't. The public can't see it.
Mm-hmm.
The public can no longer see us being disliked all the time and hating our products that we make so many videos of.
So I have like mixed feelings on this because I think, I understand maybe the psychology that goes into when you see a video that has a lot of dislikes on it. You might be tempted, A, not to watch it, or B, just to really quickly join in and help on the hate train on this video, right? And so it's less about your opinion, and you're allowing other people's opinion to persuade you. And I mean, that can be said for things like Rotten Tomatoes with movies and anything else. But I also am of the opinion that I just want to see the reality as the consumer, right? Like I get that it sounds like they're trying to protect the content creators here, but I don't know if it really is, I think having negative reactions to your videos and having that public is a really good motivator to making you want to produce better content.
Yeah, true. Very true. I don't know. I never look at that stuff. Like if it's a video I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
I don't really give I don't use it. So I find it odd that it's even there, to be honest. I get why it's there because it gives the creators a little more information, sure. If
It's important. Yep.
But I mean, you also can see how many people are watching your video and not watching specifically, especially if you're a creator who's posting weekly or daily. You'll see your statistics or whatever they're called. There's a word for it. I don't remember. Anyways,
analytics.
That's the one.
There you go.
Words, man. Words. The English language. What is it? But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen some YouTubers go off about it, so I can't imagine it's going to be gone forever. So
sure.
So we'll see what's up with that.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen other platforms do similar things where they've either added something or removed something. Didn't Facebook try to get rid of the like at some point?
I don't remember.
Or did Facebook have the dislike and they got rid of it?
I don't remember. Everyone wants a dislike button. That's the thing, and nobody ever. They never created one. I'm pretty sure.
Is that what it was? Looking it up. Facebook dislike button. Oh, so there's an extension for a dislike button on Chrome.
Because I know that's not part of the whole thing. So I know they got rid of something, but everyone kind of got mad about it.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's too meta for them now. Anyways.
It's funny. There was an article back from 2018 that said too meta. I just got that. There's an article from 2018 talking about how Facebook was supposed to roll out a dislike button at that time. Doesn't seem to have gone anywhere there. So I don't know. It is what it is. We'll see how this alters anything about YouTube. Yeah, there's definitely been videos that got just downvote bombed, and okay, yeah, we know what the most downvoted videos are on YouTube. Cool.
Well, I don't think it's not the same thing as a downvote. I don't think it's like a downvote like you would do on Reddit. It's just a dislike button, which I mean, it just shows that people dislike it more. Which I guess maybe it doesn't show up in which it would be, I guess, a downvote. I guess in that sense. But when the hashtags have it wouldn't show up as high in the hashtags. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe that is a downvote. I don't know. I don't know what it's the purpose of it because I don't use it.
Yeah,
I don't care. For
I guess one thing that I can see that would be a positive from this is if you have something like that like criticism to say about a video, better than a downvote. And in my opinion, this would be just get rid of the thumbs down altogether. Comment if you really don't like something, or if there's a criticism you have, rather than just hitting that it's so easy to just give somebody a generic "you suck."
Mm-hmm.
Go and tell them why. Go and tell them what they could do better. Why are you watching it at all if you're going to give it a thumbs down? You know, at least tell the person what it is that you don't like about it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I look like Matt. I don't like the fact that Matt looks like he's about to go chop down a bunch of cheese. But it is what it is. I'm just kidding.
Yes, I'm wearing my best flannel today. It's new, actually. I got it just a couple weeks ago.
Wow.
Had a photo shoot with my baby.
Gross. Photo shoots. Gross. Photo shoots. But yeah. Well, that's fun. We'll see where the world goes. I mean, YouTube controls a lot of the media these days, I guess. At least for young people.
They're a major player, yeah.
And the TikToks. I've learned a lot of information off the TikToks these days, so you should get on it. It's a world, man.
I've not signed up for TikTok, and I'm not in any rush to do it. I think.
Well, here's the thing: you're already watching them if you're watching YouTube, Instagram Reels. So, because pretty much everyone just puts off their TikToks onto Instagram because everyone's seeing them, and I'm like, then I'm seeing it twice, and then everyone's sending me Instagram Reels. I'm like, I've already seen it, you losers. I'm on the TikToks.
This is how I felt. Yeah, this is kind of how I felt like 7-8 years ago when I was regularly on Reddit, and then 3 days would go by and somebody would share me something on Facebook, and TikTok's just the new version of that. It's the first place that this stuff shows up, and then it filters down from there, and that's fine. If you want to be on the cutting edge all the time, always seeing things very first, go for it.
That's you, Matt. That's you.
Nah, it really isn't anymore. Like, I spend a lot less time on the internet just surfing the web and seeing what's new going on. Instead, I have more time to just like complain about random stuff in our friends group, like I did today.
Yes. I have no time for
my life experiences,
except for at 3 a.m. in the morning.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It's a very quiet, peaceful time at 3 o'clock in the morning when you can't sleep.
It's not for me. It's because my baby's awake.
All right, he's talking about the baby. I think this is time to move on. I'm kidding. Or am I? Boom, boom. You know what? I find kind of ridiculous. These Peloton commercials, man. They're trying to make look like it's like $2,000 is not a big deal. Like, you're buying a fucking bike. So that's my rant for the day.
Here's the thing. I don't think.
I'm sorry, a bike that doesn't fucking move.
I've been biking all day and I haven't gone anywhere, man.
I mean, I'm sure there's results around it, but it's now $600 less.
Peloton is that you're paying into their service, right? Like now you have
It says all access membership separate.
Completely.
Yeah.
Oh well, that is a load of crock then.
So it was $24.95.
Yep.
And now it's $18.95 with $600 less.
Okay, I mean, there you go. You got some savings right there. Or you can just sign up for Apple's fitness membership, and it's a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah,
use any stationary bike,
or you could just buy any stationary bike and pay for their $50 a month membership online. That's so stupid.
Oh, so you do get a savings on their membership for owning the Peloton?
Not really. How much is I don't know. I just think it's still ridiculous.
If you stick with it long enough. Yeah, I know.
So you're playing.
Though I am considering signing up for like a personal training membership sooner than later.
That's different, but like from a personal trainer to a personal bike that sits at home and it's just a bike. A personal trainer is going to teach you all the kinds of different stuff. But if you're paying, what was it? $18.95 with the discount, the $600 discount. You're still paying that $600 in membership fees.
Yeah.
So that's so crazy to me. I mean, I get it. If it works for you, then that's fine. But it's still ridiculous. How much it costs to be healthy these days is just is outlandish. And then how expensive it is to be unhealthy is the same way. There's no winning. And if there is a way of winning, sell it to me and see what happens.
Oh yeah,
I'll prove it wrong. Yeah, Instagram, man, it's like ruining my life. Or is it
You know?
making my life better? You tell me. I don't buy anything off Instagram, so I can't really say it's making my life better.
In the one way that I would say like social media makes your life better is it provides entertainment.
Or does it provide social dysphoria where it ruins your
Mm.
life? Because I know
I think
people who are addicted to the internet, right? Like, it's a
yes,
thing.
absolutely. But I think
I
you can be
I know
addicted to
people who
anything, right?
literally can't have their phone not in their hand, and I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, people like that are the reasons why we're gonna only have thumbs soon. We have like this thick thing and just
It's
thumb.
gonna be like a mitt.
Yeah. And because our body will evolve that we don't need to do anything else but use our thumbs. I mean, I'm not saying I'm perfect by any means. Don't get
Uh-huh.
me wrong. I use my phone mostly because I have nothing else to do and no one to talk to. So I'm just on my phone. But the
Mhm.
crazy amount of thing is that people are on their phone when there's people to talk to. And I find that's kind of crazy these days. Maybe I'm just old.
Yes.
Maybe I'm just tired. Who knows?
Both.
Maybe I am too old for this world now at the age of 32. It's time to retire and just, disappear into the endives. And an endives, that doesn't make any sense because it's a fruit or a vegetable. I don't remember which one anymore. Or is it
All
a
right.
herb?
I'm gonna call it right here. Thanks so much for listening, everybody.
Well, you should have
I gotta
stopped me
go
20 minutes ago. So
save Alex from himself here.
this is your fault. This is on you. I'm just kidding.
As always, make sure to follow us on Instagram. We're PlayPause Media, and subscribe to us on YouTube.
This
Definitely
was this.
do
Yeah,
that.
YouTube. We got it. We're on the gram. We're on the Facebooks. We're not on the TikToks yet. We'll get there soon. We'll get Matt to make a TikTok dance soon. He's interested.
Okay, you know what? I will do a dance on TikTok, but I'm not signing up for TikTok. You can host that.
Well, that's no fun. But yes, and this has been the first week of the "It Is What It Is" podcast.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
we leave you with that, and remember, it is what it is.
It is what it is, folks. Thanks much
Okay,
for listening.
bye.
Okay,
Bye bye
bye.
now. Bye.